Hello and good day. This is Aquaponics done in Saudi Arabia. I've done my own totes, homemade, it's not homemade, sorry, do-it-yourself aquaponic. I've done everything, cut the tote myself, I used gravel. I'm using tilapia because it's the most resilient fish you can find. Also, I have a swirl filter, chop through system, the swirl filter. I need to clean the swirl filter, but there's some little fish in there, so I have to actually put those fish somewhere else first. Then I will be able to clean it. And this is the type of gravel I'm using. This type is the only one I found available in my country. And it's the one that did not fizz and vinegar. And I have 10 tilapia fish here inside. I'm feeding them with the automatic feeder. My system has been going now for I think 1 month and a half, but I'm facing an issue that the growth rate is very slow, and I might actually say that I need help. If someone knows what's happening here, please provide me with some info. And this is, of course, I'm doing this in Saudi Arabia, so I'm using white grow light, and this window has the sun from when it sets in the morning until noon, hits the plants, and aeration through this window. Also, I have one of the tilapia fish that's, I don't know, she messed up and got all kids, and the swirl filter, and a lot of them also ended up here inside the sun tank. So I think that's acceptable. Today was still a bad thing for me to do, but I've done actually the test so late. Today, after a month and a half, I'm testing the API test, and I found out that the pH, actually I just threw it, but it was, I think, 7 to 7.2, and there is the ammonia is low, which means that hopefully that system has cycled. But nitrate, it's very high. I don't understand if it's okay if it would be that high. I think it's 2.2 to 5. And the nitrite, it's, I think, what is this, 0? I think it's a 0. So if anything sees this and has some information, please help me. I'm using tap water, and the tap water actually is, the issue with the tap water right now that I think the pH of the tap water is very high. So I started to use vinegar to drop the pH down, and I think there is some success to me using vinegar, because this plant wasn't actually doing anything. Now I have some growth out of it, but see, the plants are all falling down. None of them actually has a grip inside through the veins of the plants, through the gravel. None of them has that grip. See, this one completely fell down. This is an orca, and this is, of course, cucumber, and I have some other stuff here. This tomato is showing some growth after me using the vinegar. And my auto siphon is very simple. Auto siphon, I've learned that if you use 1 inch to a half inch instead of 3/4, that actually has some good results. And I put a plumbing washer in the middle here, which does some effects on the water being pushed back up when it goes down, so it doesn't go down smoothly, and that helps the siphon starts, and the water flow helps it shut off easily, because with this I can put the water flow on a very low rate and siphon works perfectly. So the issue here that, of course, in Saudi Arabia it's very hot, so I'm having issue with a lot of water evaporation, so I have to keep filling the system with water. So what I do is I fill this bucket, leave it out here for 1 day or 2 days until I feel that the range, my water starts to drop. Then I fill it up again. And the issue is, I did not test this yet, the tap water, if it stays for 1 day, what pH reading is it, but I think it's the main reason why my pH was high and plants were not growing. So I'm seeing some effect, but plants keep falling down. I've used this clay gravel here as a nursery. I start my seeds here to germinate and start, then I move them there. And also I've tried to just throw some seeds like this one all the way down, and it actually grew and came up. And that's it. So my main case is if you guys can help me with knowing if the nitrite is normal to be this high, which is between 2 and 5, and if there's another reason why my growth rate is very slow. And thank you very much for watching Aquaponics from Saudi Arabia.